Are we going? Are we going? Yeah, we're going. Yeah, and recording. Uh, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, welcome to So Bad It's Good. We need to cover so many of these trailers out for new seasons of shows. We just did Real Housewives of Orange County this week, but we also had the return of the Kardashians. We had the trailer, the second trailer for Hulu's The Kardashians season 3. Now, the first teaser was about a month ago and it was less than a minute. And I got to tell you, it looked like it stunk like a bunch of big dog doo doo. It was not good at all. I was kind of disappointed because I was like, wow, they've taken such a long period of break of time in between season 2 and season 3. And this is what you come at us with. So I was very confused. And then on top of that trailer, a couple weeks later, they had the Kourtney Kardashian Travis Barker wedding that was a separate whole entity documentary, which was like an hour and 15 minutes. And I didn't really respond. I didn't really dig that. I know some people did. I'm happy for you guys. I thought they were going to intersperse scenes of their wedding with other family members doing their thing. But of course, so much time has passed that I think they kind of, that ship had sailed and they needed to release that as a solo entity. And by the way, that's so weird. It kind of like came and went a couple of weeks ago. Like I don't hear anybody talking about it anymore, except for me now. So that trailer didn't really do a lot for me. And so much has happened for the Kardashians in that year. I guess the struggle as the Kardashians get bigger and bigger and bigger is how do you put any of your reality in this when your reality is so insane and sometimes not in a good way? We ended season 2 with Kim, being able to represent Balenciaga, which was like her dream. And literally that week, Balenciaga went down for like weird child stuff, which we all know about. And so it was like, damn, that is dark. And then, of course, we have all the Kanye West stuff that has happened to Kim. You had that Pete Davidson relationship, which broke up. There were so many things that I was so curious how they're going to cover it in this show. And then I saw that minute-long tease, and it didn't look like it was about anything. And I was like, oh, well, this potentially is going to be horrible. This is going to be a horrible season. Now, this week, this new trailer came out and I thought there was a lot of good stuff in it. Now I'm going to cover this season on So Bad It's Good. So of course we have to talk about the trailer. The season 3 premiere is May 25th. That's when the first episode will come out on Hulu. The last 2 seasons have been around 10 episodes. So I'm guessing that will be the same. So let us keep up with these Kardashians and go through beat by beat this trailer and see what we have to look forward to. I don't think they've added any new Kardashians. Nobody's been recast. They haven't fired Kourtney completely, even though there is a further breakdown in the Kourtney-Kim relationship, which is actually thrilling to see. And we get the return of Scott Disick. Oh, what's up, man? I'm Scott. I love doing this. I don't get to do it a lot. So let's go through the trailer and see what we got here. Wow, the Scott voice really hurts my voice.
You were still in a relationship.
I was?
Yep.
Ooh.
Damn.
So we get this talking head where the producer, and to the credit, Keeping Up with the Kardashians to the Kardashians on Hulu is such a giant leap and improvement just in the way they film it. They really lean into the talking heads like they do on Bravo, even more so in a very classy, that's always shot beautifully. And just the editing is so much more crisp and clean. So we start off this of you were in a relationship last season, and that was Pete Davidson. And if you remember Kim talking about Pete, I mean, it was like the second coming. The grandma said, you're finally getting good sex. They were talking marriage, they were talking kids, they were talking skincare, everything that you do in a very serious relationship. So Kim's like, oh, I did? And then she goes, damn. The thing with Kim, that's kind of a funny moment. The thing with Kim, though, is that she's kind of a weird magician in that I really question whether even that moment is real or not, or if it's not staged, but like there's a fakery about all of them anyways, to a little bit of a degree. So I always wonder if she's like, oh, it'd be funny if I said, damn. I'm sure it's real, but one would sometimes wonder.
Things change really quickly.
You okay?
Not okay.
Ah! Finally, We get something to add in the pantheon of Kim Kardashian crying memes. It's a great cry. She has the hands up, the I'm not okay. Ah! I mean, right then and there, I'm like, I'm getting my money's worth. Like, I'm fine. The $8 I pay for Hulu right there to have access to your emotions that quickly. Great. She's also in the blonde hair, which I don't like blonde Kim. It always looks like a Halloween costume to me. But right there, you can only imagine. Is she crying about Pete? Is she crying about Kanye? Is she crying about everything? Which this woman, I mean, she's very willingly a participant, is going through so much. I mean, and she has come from humble beginnings and is now a billionaire almost 2 times over. And it's got to be stressful raising the kids. I think she's still trying to be a lawyer, but that's a little bit on the back burner. And Khloe is like, are you okay? They're always like, remember when the Kardashians started and they had houses or like that condo that everybody's like, oh, I've been in a condo like that. And now they live in these like scary mansions that are all cold and uninviting. And you're like, shit, if I get rich, I have to live in that scary place. No thanks.
So having such a hard day today.
They were out of those chocolate dibs that she loves at the 7-Eleven. It just it sets the day off wrong.
I'm really good at being calm when there's turbulence.
Okay, so that's Chris saying, I'm really calm when there's turbulence. And I bet, you really have to imagine Kris Jenner. She created this empire so many times over. And that's really, I do wonder what really motivates her and how she's able to do this. And I think she's right, like staying calm under the pressure. But she goes on to tell us.
Things change really quickly.
Oh, sorry. I went back.
Okay.
I went back.
Not okay. Having such a hard day today.
I'm really good at being calm when there's turbulence. But this has been a whirlwind of a year.
Okay, do you realize how they shoot her like Lisa Vanderpump? They're literally shooting through cheesecloth. It is so lit and so soft focus. Like Kris Jenner's a beautiful woman, but they've really like the way they shoot her. It is just, you know what I'm saying, right? It's wild. But I do wonder about that. They have been through everything imaginable. How do you not break at a certain point? Like we can say whatever we want about the Kardashians, but how do you not break? Like I can barely keep up with the pressures of my life. How do you not break? I mean, and to me, this already gets me excited for the season. Because if you're actually we're not probably going to get the truth, but if you're going to actually tell me the truth about how you stay sane and people on the verge of breaking down because they are literally at the top of their game. I mean, I'm down for that.
Today, your divorce was final.
Yeah.
I don't know how Kim handles everything with her ex-husband.
I don't think you realize the weight of the world is on your shoulders.
Okay, calm down. Like, there's a lot of pressure, but it's, she can also stop if she, I mean, I hate to point that out. She can stop. Like that fallacy of like, oh, once you make enough money, you would think you would stop, but these people don't know stop. But also what fascinated me here is that we're finally going to talk about the husband. We're going to talk about the husband. I mean, that's another reason why I think they maybe potentially took so much time away before doing the new season, because Kanye was going through and probably potentially is such dark stuff in terms of what the hate he was spewing about many different, just a lot of hate out there. How do you make that part of the show when, her actual kids are on the show? How do you also tell the audience that I am aware of what my ex-husband is doing? And it's really weird. We saw that relationship flourish and we saw it on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim and Kanye. And to see where it is ending, it is really, I'm down to see that peek behind the curtain. But here you see Kris Jenner just all concerned face, Botox within the inch of her life. I mean, this seems just intense.
Made up the most insane narrative. We stay silent through all the lies.
Okay, so she said he's making up insane narratives. And that is, from what we saw as well, Kanye was really on one where he was extremely paranoid. He was really saying some wild things. I even tuned into that Tucker Carlson interview. It was like a 3-part interview and it was wild. Like every 10 minutes, Kanye would say something sort of brilliant and then completely just go south. But Kim's MO has always been, we stay silent in all of this stuff. And she always makes a point of staying silent around her kids. And she said in a podcast interview this past year is that she really is able to control what the kids consume and who they're around so it won't get out to the kids. But how is that really possible? I mean, money buys a lot of things, but at a certain point, a kid is curious. A kid's going to find a way. And how are you going to do that with just like, God, the thought of North going to some school and sneaking off into the bathroom with her friend's phone just to look up her parents. It's going to happen one day. How do you control that? These are the things that I'm like, there is such a fascinating docuseries / reality show. Like if the Kardashians really put their real life up on display without any of the bullshit, they would win Emmys every season. And they have the ability to really just knock us off our coal mining asses, So we see North here. I'm always afraid North's going to bully me one day. She's with her mom,
It's for my kids.
Mom just told me that it's melanoma.
This on her face is very concerning.
I don't think I've seen you this low.
She doesn't sleep.
Okay, so we finally get to the Khloe Kardashian storyline, and the rumors were true. She did have melanoma. She did have to get it removed, and imagine the doctor having to sew Khloe up and realizing like one false move, and then, Khloe's going to have to Facetune even harder, like that. But we see it. She really went through on top of the Tristan Thompson. She's a new mom to her second child with Tristan. And I hate to break it to everybody, Tristan is a part of this season. Tristan Trashcan Thompson back for another round. This guy doesn't get off on sleeping with people on the road and cheating. He literally gets off on still asking Khloe to be in her life and potentially winning her back because he's pathological. It's insane. So we see here her burping her new baby boy, and we see the melanoma. Kendall's saying she's not sleeping. She's losing more weight. There's always been the Ozempic stuff with the Kardashians, but also I'm sure the amount of stress she was under with the Tristan. That's why, how could you ever forgive Tristan Thompson when she made her look like a clown 2 times over, made everything doubly hard for somebody that their life is already kind of stressed to the max because they're in the public eye so much. I think it's unforgivable, yet they keep forgiving this dude.
Lost a lot of weight.
Melanoma's deadly.
This was way more serious than I anticipated it to be.
Have you talked to Cor about Milan?
My sister.
Okay, so this is Kim and Dolce & Gabbana. Now remember, Dolce & Gabbana did Kourtney's dresses for her wedding with Travis Barker. So this is the Kourtney-Kim fight of this season, is that Kourtney thinks that Kim used her wedding to Travis Big Dong Barker to try to get in there a little bit more with Dolce & Gabbana. So this is the big fight here.
Used my wedding as a business opportunity. She's mad at me.
Livid.
She felt like her wedding vibes were like stripped from her.
I'm really confused.
Her wedding vibes were stripped. I think the Kardashians should have a swear jar, but it should be for the word vibes. And every time they say vibes, they need to put $1 million into the swear jar. Her wedding vibes were just say her wedding. Just her wedding vibes were off. Like, so Kendall saying, like, Khloe saying that Kourtney's livid. Kendall and Kylie are talking about it. Kim's laying here in her weird mansion with the weird stone pick. Like, her mansion is so uncomfortable that she's literally laying on the floor on a pillow. My God.
How this narrative came into her head.
Like, I couldn't have been more mindful. I said, don't do anything that Kourtney wore to her wedding.
I see both sides. Yeah, I see both sides.
I couldn't have been more mindful at Kourtney's wedding. I couldn't have been more. By the way, that's saying Kim goes, I could have destroyed that wedding if I wanted to without even trying, but I tried to make sure the vibes were good. And I love Kendall and Kylie going, I see both sides. I really do. I see both sides. I see both sides. But by the way, Kourtney is, of course, going to be so protective of this because her relationship with Travis Barker is the first thing that actually helped her get out of the Kardashian bubble that she was such a part of. She was able to actually find her own thing, which is Travis Barker's huge dong.
People think that's a misunderstanding. It's not.
It's who she is to her core.
Woo! When Kourtney says It's who Kim is at her core. Like literally saying, people think it's some misunderstanding, and Kourtney saying, no, this is who Kim Kardashian is. She is a Terminator. She is a machine that all she cares about is money, fame, and power. Like literally one day, I think Kim's going to like literally like retire Kris. She's going to one day just go, Kris, you're done. It's me now. Kimothy Kardashian. Like it is wild. Like Kim, and by the way, two things can be true at once. Kim might not have been trying to ruin the vibe, but it's so innately ingrained in Kim to like try to be number one that she might have done it without even knowing it. But also when you know Kourtney Kardashian already had, like a couple seasons ago when Keeping Up with the Kardashians was still on, remember they got in that physical altercation in that bedroom and started hitting each other? Like Kim was like, oh shit, dude, you almost like knocked $1 million off of my face. That's not cool. But this is what Kourtney really thinks of her sister. And I can see elements of that being true. And I also think Kim, like I said, wouldn't consciously totally not want to agree with that, but even realize it. So Khloe here says,
You want to make God
they're back.
Tell them your plans.
All of us just need to have a bigger conversation about the beauty standards that we're setting.
Oh, Kylie, all of us have to have a bigger conversation about the beauty standards we're setting. Girl, why don't you go first? I'll pull up a chair. Listen, it's like she's been hearing us finally. Finally, somebody said, hey, they're all talking about the dangerous beauty standards, you Kardashian. Listen, if you have money, by all do whatever you want with the money. Just be honest with what you're doing about, like, you all look great, but don't, like, there's young women, young dudes out there, all of these people trying to compete with these people, not realizing hundreds of thousands of dollars have been put into their bodies and their faces. It isn't just natural. We're almost getting to a point in this country where natural beauty isn't even appreciated because we're so used to looking at like fixed up beauty, of beauty that's been created on a table or in a chair instead of like natural beauty. But like, damn, I'm so proud of Kylie even saying this. Who knows if she was forced to, but I'm so proud. Also, I want to let you know, there is a quick shot of Kim in a shirt that it's a shirt that says Kendall starting 5, Kendall Jenner, and it's all the basketball players Kendall's dated. Kim Kardashian is literally trolling her own sister in that shirt. I love it, but I'm also totally down for that conversation to happen.
I don't want my daughter to do the things I did. I wish I'd never touched anything to begin with.
By the way, she says, I hope my daughter, little Stormy, never has to do the things that I did. And I'm assuming that means dating Tyga. That is obviously like, I hope my daughter never has to date Tyga. We all do. So by the way, Kylie's obviously still talking about the beauty standards. I don't want my daughter to be forced to get full body reconstruction on some level, you know?
How's everything going with Tristan?
Where do you guys stand?
I think
Where do you guys stand? Tristan coming in, like, he's always got a smile. He should come in like groveling. He should come in crying every scene, like smiling all smooth still. And then we got Scott. We got Mr. Scott. Hey, where are you guys? Hey, what's going on? I'm Scott. You guys missed me last season. I'm just wearing jewelry. Got my black shirt. We're at a Mexican restaurant. Where do you guys stand, Clojo? Hey, Khloe, what are you guys doing? I'm Scott.
Thanks, and let's just ride this out.
But no chances.
we know.
Okay, so she said there, you might have missed that. She said, oh, he thinks if, he stays here, we can just ride this out. And she goes, I don't think so. But sadly, I have heard from multiple sources they are back together. So, dude, and if they really didn't want them to get back together, Kris shouldn't be encouraging him to be there all the time. Listen, this guy has no problem not seeing his other kid. Don't use the excuse of, well, he's got to see the kids. He doesn't see his other kid. What are you talking about? This scene, this must be a Kris Jenner birthday thing because they're all in iconic looks from Kris Jenner's past. You've got Kris Jenner in the music video. Kourtney is dressed as. You've got, Coco in the Kris Jenner look from all the memes of her sitting cross-legged. These are all great Kris Jenner looks. So obviously this is for a birthday, I'm guessing.
How to have fun together, know how to be there for each other, but only at a superficial level. What?
This tension goes way back. Family is what I value the most. So I just feel very anxious.
I just don't think everything's gonna be okay.
Take that, Marvel. Try to do that kind of drama. It would have been amazing at the end if Kim like loaded a gun. we get a throwback to that Kris Jenner of like, call the FBI. No, that looks so like it looked like Kourtney and Kim were sitting on opposite sides of the bed potentially. And so obviously there will be some sort of showdown, which I can't imagine that. But I'm really happy to see Scott Disick back. I can't wait to see what he's got going. You know what we didn't see in this? And I'm curious, we didn't see any Travis Barker appearance. So I'm curious if Kourtney has pulled back even more from filming in terms of, I'm not going to give you guys Travis to film because I want to keep that life private. I could be completely wrong. I probably am. I just found it interesting that we didn't see him, but we see Trashcan Thompson. We see Scott Disick. We allude to Kanye. You know who we also didn't see? Corey Gamble. Kris Jenner. What's going on? I'm Corey. I like to be smooth. We didn't see Corey in this. So who knows? But May 25th, the Kardashians are back. I really like this trailer overall, though. I mean, watch that first teaser trailer. Not good. But this, I thought there was a lot of room that we could potentially be good in a decent season. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And stay tuned to So Bad It's Good. We're going to be covering the Kardashians this season. Okay? Bye.